Reading. Slow Commodore 64 style reading.
More than the usual.
Jack Ryan is married to Beverly Crusher?
Turbulence.
Pardon?
Turbulence. Solar radiation heats the Earth's crust, warm.
Know-it-all thinks stewardess doesn't know what turbulence is. Why are the tray and dishes rattling but his hands in the magazine are perfectly still?
She decided that it would be enough if we were to buy one for Stanley.
Jack refers to Stanley as if Admiral Greer should immediately make the connection that he's a teddy bear.
Who's Stanley?
Stanley's a bear.
Wow, that's an amazing revelation. One that requires a lot of thought and contemplation. Sean Connery's hairpiece. This safe has 2 knobs on it, presumably for 2 different people with 2 different combinations, but Ramius opens it with 1 knob. Also, this combination apparently only takes 2 quick turns. This is the 1984 equivalent of making your password. Why the need to burn the paper at all? But it's not like anyone was going to go looking for a mysterious second set of orders they didn't even know existed. How was Jack let into the shipyard without a hard hat in the first place?
The reason for having 2 missile keys is so that no one man...
I will try to forget your comments when I present my report.
You mean the comments where I suggested we follow the rules? Wow, this unimportant cook's assistant character sure gets a lot of screen time. These guys are terrible at singing, but then suddenly are an angelic choir.
1 minute he was steady, 4,000 yards off the bow, and...
Does this look like 4,000 yards to anyone?
I got a line on those doors.
Jack had to get top secret clearance for his red-headed buddy in order to tell him about the doors, but now he's just blurting out in public about them.
Who's giving the briefing?
You are.
Admiral Greer is a dick to unprepared public speakers.
That's her uncle.
Who's uncle?
Jack Ryan once again asks Greer to guess what the hell he's talking about.
I'm a politician, which means I'm a cheat and a liar. And when I'm not kissing babies, I'm stealing their lollipops. But it also means I keep my options open.
How is keeping your options open counter to being a cheat, liar, and jerk to babies?
Possible, but not recommended.
Discount Pavel Chekhov.
In which I announced our intention to defect.
God, why?
When he reached the New World, Cortez burned his ships.
Why doesn't he just say, listen, we need the Americans involved if we're going to succeed, but to get them involved, the Russian fleet has to do something incredible. Instead, he tells some story about Cortez, and it doesn't pay off for the viewer at all. Also, Cortez didn't actually burn his ships, he sank them, and a well-read master like Ramius would know this.
Mach plus 8 seconds. Plus 9. Plus 10 seconds.
Right full rudder. Reverse.
These supposedly highly detailed maps of the canyons are off by a full 30 seconds.
I seen me a mermaid once. I even seen me a shark eat an octopus. But I ain't never seen no phantom Russian submarine.
How does a shark eating an octopus fit into this series of fictional things?
Not allowed to invade that except in time of war.
Mister, if you don't get me on board that goddamn submarine, that just might be what you'll have.
Military guy disobeys orders because an analyst gave an impassioned speech cliche. Strange men just fished out of the ocean are allowed to wander around the Dallas Bridge in wet clothes.
Call Chief Watson to the con with his sidearm.
Oh, now you're gonna kick this guy off the bridge.
All back full.
The last time the Red October did a Crazy Ivan, the Dallas had to shut down everything quickly in order to stay quiet and undetected.
Console, not Crazy Ivan. All stop, quick, quiet.
Here, they do pretty much nothing. But it's not until the boat cavitates going backwards that the Red October can hear them.
And I was never here.
Wouldn't Greer have identified himself long before this? He just self-destructed a missile. I mean, this guy didn't have any idea who he was until now? Why is Jonesy coming aboard the Red October? Isn't he a sonar guy? He brings virtually nothing to this meeting with the Russians other than they just so happen to need him later, which of course they had no idea would be the case. Later we find out that the missile doesn't arm in time to hit the Red October, which is a bunch of bullshit. How the f*** do you miss on this opportunity? I mean, they're just sitting there.
What do you mean another torpedo? Where the hell did it come from?
In fact, how does no one know about Victor's sub? He doesn't have a Caterpillar drive, yet somehow he entered the area close enough to fire a missile that couldn't arm in time, and no one noticed?
He's away.
Jonesy takes the Russian sonar guy's job. This guy is now officially useless.
You're heading straight into that torpedo.
Everyone in the movie just seems absolutely baffled at what the hell Ramius could be doing by turning into the torpedo. Like, not one of them thought he might be racing to get to it before it armed. I thought of that when I first saw this movie and I was 10 years old. So this time they actually had to speed toward the torpedo in order to close the distance before the missile could arm itself. I mean, seriously, how did they f***ing miss the first time? They should have been plenty far away enough for the missile to arm itself on that first go-around. Where's this asshole been the whole time? What has he been waiting for? He's had almost the entire ship to himself for like an hour. He could have incinerated it by now.
A goddamn cook.
That's racist. Again, what is this asshole waiting for? If you need to destroy the ship, just do it already.
My grandfather taught me to fish off that island right over there.
Well, that's oddly convenient timing.
There's a river, not unlike this one, where my grandfather taught me to fish.
Finally! Thank God these characters have something in common to bond over. Otherwise, I'm not sure how this movie really feels complete.
Dory. I'm a little fella. I don't think that's a little fella.
Oh, big fella. Well, okay.
When the world trembled at the sound of our rockets, well, they will tremble again at the sound of our silence. The order is, engage the silent drum.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Balance control. Open out the doors.
Captain, engineer reports 105% on the reactor possible, but not recommended.
Go to 105 on the reactor.
That's impossible. No one can give more than 100%. By definition, that is the most anyone can give.
The final frontier. These are the voyages of the ship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission.
In terms. How's the coffee, Ryan?
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
25 meters. Land control. Depth 25 meters. 0 up.
Mark this bearing.
You know what's easier to find than a silent nuclear submarine hiding in the ocean?
I will find him!
A good book. Especially when Audible has over 150,000 titles for you to choose from, including The Hunt for Red October by Tom Clancy, narrated by Jay Charles.
Who's that loss?
They actually have tons of Tom Clancy books. They even have Threat Vector, narrated by Lou Diamond Phillips.
I'm Lou Diamond Phillips. And believe it or not, I want to help you.
So head on over to audible.com/cinemasins and sign up for your free book today. That's right, the first book is free.
I don't believe it.
So save your pennies and skip the reading by heading to audible.com/cinemasins today.